Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. It's been a couple weeks, coming up on a month since the last time you guys have probably seen Bob. We've been doing a ton of interviews with Zach, but we're going to go into some recent company updates, some exciting news that's come out. But first things first, Bob, how are you?
I'm great. How are you, Jason?
I'm good. I'm good. Fantastic. Looking at this crazy election, and what a way to end 2020. So
Yeah, it's sad. We've tossed our hands up, and I refuse to even look at the TV right now. I just, it'll be what it's going to be. Probably in a couple of days. Not today, not tomorrow, but by maybe next week sometime, we'll have a pretty good feel for where it's going to be. But
yeah. No, for sure. Well, hey, let's hop into it. I mean, where to start? Why don't we start with the name change? Obviously you guys have
okay.
said it's been coming for a while now, like officially, kind of happens. You can see it live on Yahoo Finance, right? Do you want to kind of talk about that?
Yeah, sure. We'd always intended to do the name change. I don't know how much of it we covered before because I've got a really short memory span, but I think we talked about it a little bit last time. But one of the reasons we merged or acquired Curtis Mathis was to use the name and capitalize on the name. It's been around since the late 50s, early 60s, and it's had its ups and downs, but mostly it was ups, and it's still in, I think they did a study about probably 5 or 6 years ago, and they just questioned 300 people, 200 people randomly on the street, and found out that about 80% remembered Curtis Mathis, and they hadn't been around for 30 years. So, but there's still Curtis Mathis stuff flying around, and there might even be some Curtis Mathis TVs in some closeout stores and things like that. But so we wanted to capitalize on the name. So we first changed the name of the original Curtis Mathis Inc., and we changed that to Curtis Mathis Therapeutics, and they're going to focus on, well, right now it's going to be red light therapy. We are looking at some far UVC therapy for that as well, for antivirals, antibacterials uses. We're not there yet. We're talking to a South Korean manufacturer, working with the University of Texas at Austin to work on that. But unfortunately, the LEDs just aren't there yet, and we do want to use LEDs. So Curtis Mathis Therapeutics is a thing. They still reside in Frisco, Texas. Then we changed the name of the Grow Light company. Curtis Mathis Grow Lights was Tall Trees LED company. And then we changed the name of the parent. It was Light Engine Design Corp., TLED at the OTC markets. And we changed the name to Curtis Mathis Corporation. And that kind of makes it complete. So there's the parent, there's Curtis Mathis Grow Lights, Curtis Mathis Therapeutics, and Curtis Mathis International, which is an LLC that we kind of keep on the side in case we have to go back to Russia. That's just a joke. Kind of. It has been affected at Florida. Light Engine Design was a Florida corporation, and we have officially changed the name there. But you have to request the name change and a ticker symbol change to more closely match the name through FINRA. FINRA has had it for several weeks now, but they're working diligently on it with our attorney, and we've gone back and forth a few times. No animosity or no arguments, but just getting them the data they need to make sure that the change is affected correctly, and we think we're pretty close to doing that. Once that gets done, then we officially change it at the markets. So you did mention that you go to Yahoo Finance or Bloomberg and you look up TLED ticker and it pops up Curtis Mathis Corporation. Well, not officially, it's not yet, but it will be. It will be pretty soon.
No, awesome. And, from a business standpoint, has the name change benefited, business, would you say? Like when you're reaching out, are people more likely to respond? Have you noticed anything because of the name change?
Yeah, we have actually. It actually started a while back when we changed the name of the Grow Light company to some of our cannabis customers, some of our older cannabis customers, I should say. They did recognize the Curtis Mathis name, and it perked up a little bit in the meetings, and it made a difference, and we're glad it did. That was our intention, of course. But when the parent's name changed, I think that's the that's the big one for us, because then we can use it across the board in all of the subsidiaries. But for the therapy, the light therapy, and the grow lights and whatever else we decide to come up with in the next few years, I'll get telephone calls and they'll say, Curtis Mathis, I've heard of them. Where have I heard of them? Most of the time I have to explain it, but they have heard the name.